think that change is something that every single person experiences every single day, and people don't always know that or realize that. They think that change is an event that happens at some point in time, but it isn't. And for me, change is about adapting. It's about growing and experiencing new things, and ultimately becoming something more at the end of all that experience. I think that what most people don't believe is that change is something which you need to experience and adapt to and create a better future for yourself, but it's something that doesn't have to be constantly difficult and painful. Change starts that way. You know, we know that when you experience change that you go through the state of, not understanding things. And if people could just see that ultimately, once they get through that hard part of change, they will come out the other side with being better, being stronger, being whatever it is that they need to be able to fulfill in terms of their job, in terms of their function. I think that the reality around that would be that you would ultimately benefit much on a deeper level. It's when people don't see the change as an opportunity that they end up being challenged by it and not actually experiencing the best out of it as they could. I think for me the biggest injustice in the world today is that there's still so many people on our planet who are not educated. I think education is something that it should be a gift. It should be something that everyone is given. As a baby is born, they start to grow and they learn, and we know how important that learning is. And I think that people tend to forget that those early learning days when a child is young is when they're going to learn the most, and they're going to be able to actually build themselves into what their future potential is. It starts when they're younger. Yet there are so many children who don't have access to education across the world. And I suppose for me what's really sad about that is that ultimately there's many children who've never reached their full potential, never had the chance to actually experience what it is that they could be experiencing and ultimately help their countries become better. Economies where people are educated are known to do better than economies where people are less educated. And it can change the world. It can really change the world if the focus on education across the globe was there. People talk a lot about education and how important it is, but it's not about talking, it's about doing something. One of the lowest paid jobs across the world is also teachers. Yet, how important are those skills that the teachers have? First of all, the teachers need to be educated themselves, making sure that they've got the ability to actually teach the children. And secondly, they've got to be passionate about what they do. So how do you create passion and ability in a career? You've got to make it attractive as well. So whether that means teachers should be better paid, maybe that's something that should be considered to make it one of the most, the better and more lucrative jobs in the world. And that could ultimately really help us with one of our very serious problems. So I think that my recipe for success is that you do what you really enjoy in life. There's no purpose in going through your life doing things that you don't enjoy. I believe in finding your passion. I believe in driving yourself forward through your passion, because I've experienced people who don't enjoy what they do, whether it's their job or whether it's their home life that is uncomfortable or not in a happy space, and they persevere through that to their own detriment and to the detriment of the people around them. So when you ultimately find your passion and let that drive you, then you start to see how all those rewards start to come to you, rather than the negativity that surrounds you when you think that things just never are going to be good because you just don't enjoy what you're doing. So for me, the recipe for success is find your passion and drive yourself forward using that passion to become something more than you currently are.